Let me tell you something important today, something that if you truly grasp it, can change the course of your entire life. Your mindset, how you think, how you see yourself, how you respond to challenges, is the foundation of everything. See, winners don't just appear out of thin air. They don't stumble upon success by accident, no. Winners are built, they're crafted. And it all starts up here in the mind. I remember years ago, sitting in a small room, broke and frustrated, wondering why life wasn't working out for me. Ever been there? You put in the effort, but the results just don't seem to come. I was stuck. Until I met my mentor, who told me something that shifted everything. He said, Jim, success is a mindset. You become what you think about. If you think like a loser, you'll live like one. If you think like a winner, you'll rise to the top. That was the turning point. And today, I want to share that same lesson with you. Because once you develop a winner's mindset, you can change everything. Your finances, your health, your relationships, your entire destiny. But here's the truth. Most people never develop it. They let fear, doubt, and excuses take over. They wait for the perfect moment. But winners don't wait. They act. So today I'm going to show you how to build that mindset, how to think, behave, and make decisions like a true winner. Are you ready? Let's begin. I want you to pause for a moment and think about something. What do you truly believe about yourself? You see, the foundation of any great achievement begins with a simple yet powerful concept. Belief. Belief in yourself. Belief that you're capable, that you're worthy, that you can do what you set out to do. I've often said, if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. But it's not just about others. It's about you. Your belief in your own abilities, your potential, and your worth is what shapes the course of your life. I'll share a story with you. Early in my career, I didn't have much. I didn't have the money, the connections, or the knowledge I needed to succeed. But what I did have was belief. I had this unwavering belief that I could learn, that I could grow, and that if I worked hard enough, I could change my life. At times, the doubts crept in. Maybe you're not good enough. What if you fail? But here's what I learned. The moment you allow self-doubt to take root, you've already lost. You can't afford to let those negative thoughts take over. They're like weeds in a garden. They choke out the possibility of growth. So, how do you overcome that self-doubt? How do you push past those limiting beliefs that seem to hold you back? It starts with one thing. Deciding that you are worthy of success. Deciding that you are capable of greatness. Remember, self-doubt is a choice, just like belief is. It's a decision you make every day. The moment you make the decision to believe in yourself, everything begins to change. But it's not just about saying, I believe in myself. It's about proving it through your actions. You've got to put in the work, take the risks, face the challenges, and build that confidence. Confidence doesn't come from doing everything right all the time. It comes from doing something. Even if you don't have all the answers yet. As I said before, success is predictable. You can predict your future based on the thoughts you choose to entertain and the actions you take. If you believe you'll succeed, you'll put yourself in a position to make it happen. But if you believe you'll fail, guess what? You will. This is why I always tell people, you have to believe in yourself before anyone else will. And if you don't, you're giving up the greatest tool you have. Belief is your ticket to the life you want. Without it, you're just wandering aimlessly, hoping for a break. When you believe in yourself, something incredible happens. You begin to expect success. You no longer hope it will come, you know it will. But don't confuse belief with arrogance. It's not about thinking you're the best or better than everyone else. It's about believing that you are capable of learning, growing, and achieving your goals. It's about having the confidence to step into your potential and do the work that others won't. Let me tell you something. Your belief in yourself is your first step toward greatness. If you don't believe you can win, then you've already lost the game. But if you do, if you have that unshakable belief, then nothing can stop you. So, ask yourself today, do you believe in yourself? If the answer is yes, then get to work. If the answer is no, then it's time to start building that belief. Because without it, success will always remain out of reach. Remember, winners believe. And belief is the starting point of every victory. Let me ask you something. Who is responsible for your life? You see, the difference between winners and those who just exist in life comes down to one powerful concept: responsibility. Winners take full responsibility for everything in their lives: their success, their failures, their circumstances, and their decisions. Now, I know this can be a tough pill to swallow. It's much easier to point the finger and blame others. Blame your parents, your boss, your past, or the economy. But here's the truth. The moment you start blaming, you give up control. You relinquish the power to change your situation. You give away your ability to shape your destiny. In my own life, I've had plenty of challenges. I've faced setbacks that could have kept me stuck. And believe me, I had my fair share of people and situations to blame. But I quickly learned something that changed everything. The moment you stop blaming, you take back control. Winners don't blame. They don't make excuses. They don't look for someone or something else to hold accountable. Instead, they look inward and ask themselves, what can I do differently? What actions can I take to improve my situation? That's the power of accountability. It's the understanding that you are the one who determines your fate. You are the one who can take charge and make the changes needed to get where you want to be. Now, I'm not saying that everything in life is under your control. There are certainly things that are outside your influence: unexpected circumstances, other people's actions, and life's unpredictability. But what is under your control? Your responses, your attitude, your choices. Here's a simple yet profound truth. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Let's go back to that moment when I was stuck. When I was struggling, I realized something vital. I couldn't change the past. I couldn't change the mistakes I had made or the things that happened to me. But I could change the way I thought about them. I could change how I responded. And most importantly, I could decide that I was going to take full responsibility for my future. Winners don't sit around waiting for things to get better. They don't wait for the perfect moment or for someone else to make their lives easier. Winners know that they are the architect of their own destiny. They know that the road to success requires them to make the decisions, take the actions, and bear the consequences. It's about owning your mistakes and learning from them. It's about accepting the challenges and overcoming them. It's about understanding that you have the power to create the life you want, regardless of the external circumstances. When I took responsibility for my life, everything changed. I stopped blaming others. I stopped waiting for someone to give me permission to succeed. I took ownership of my actions, and that was when the real transformation began. I started asking myself, what can I do today to move forward, instead of dwelling on the reasons why I couldn't? I stopped seeing obstacles as roadblocks and began seeing them as opportunities to grow and learn. Accountability is the game changer. It forces you to confront your own role in your success and failure. It challenges you to become better, to push harder, and to make the necessary adjustments. When you take responsibility for your life, you gain the power to change it. Here's the key. When you stop blaming and start controlling your outcomes, you shift from being a victim of circumstances to being the victor of your own story. You become the hero of your journey. And I can promise you, when you take full responsibility, nothing can stop you. So today I challenge you to look at your life, look at your current circumstances, and ask yourself, am I taking responsibility for where I am? Because the moment you do, you unlock the door to a future filled with possibilities. Remember, winners take responsibility. And when you take responsibility, you take control of your life. And that, my friend, is where everything begins. Let me tell you something that's simple, but often overlooked. You can't hit a target you can't see. Most people wander through life without clear direction. They have dreams, yes, but those dreams remain vague, abstract. And without clear, specific goals, those dreams are nothing more than wishful thinking. Winners, on the other hand, don't just dream. They set clear, uncompromising goals. They make their goals specific, measurable, and time-bound. They break them down into actionable steps. And then they commit to them with everything they have. Let me tell you about a time when I was just starting out. I didn't have much, a few books, a burning desire, and not much else. But I did have one thing that most people didn't: clarity. I had a clear vision of where I wanted to go. I knew that in order to achieve anything significant, I needed to set specific, measurable goals. When I started setting goals, I didn't just say, I want to be successful. I said, I want to make $500,000 by the end of the year. I didn't just wish for a better life. I set concrete, measurable goals that would guide my actions every single day. The power of goal setting lies in its ability to focus your energy and attention. It gives you a clear direction and allows you to track your progress. You see, without goals, your actions are scattered, unfocused, and driven by distractions. With goals, every decision you make is a step towards something tangible. Here's how winners approach goals. 1. Be specific. Vague goals are weak goals. When you set a goal, make it as clear as possible. Instead of saying, I want to get better at my job, say, I want to increase my sales by 20% in the next 6 months. Instead of, I want to lose weight, say, I want to lose 15 pounds in 3 months. 2, make it measurable. A goal without a measurement is a dream. You need to track your progress. Set clear criteria for success. Ask yourself, how will I know when I've achieved this goal? Whether it's a financial target, a fitness milestone, or a career achievement, make sure you can measure it. 3, set a deadline. Deadlines create urgency. They push you to take action. A goal without a deadline is just a wish. Set a time frame for your goals and work relentlessly toward meeting that deadline. 4, commit to the process. Setting a goal is just the beginning. The real work begins when you commit to it, when you make a promise to yourself that you'll do whatever it takes to achieve it. This is where most people fail. They set goals, but they don't follow through. Winners, however, commit to their goals, no matter the obstacles. You see, goals aren't just about what you want. They're about who you're becoming in the process. Every goal you set is an opportunity for growth, for discipline, for improvement. Goals force you to become better than you were yesterday. I'll tell you this, the process of goal setting is as important as the achievement itself. It's through the pursuit of goals that you develop the habits, the mindset, and the resilience that lead to success. But here's something else I've learned. Goals are not just about achieving something. They're about giving you a reason to keep going when times get tough. They serve as a guiding light, especially when the road ahead gets difficult. When you hit a setback, when you face obstacles, or when the doubts start creeping in, your goals will remind you why you're doing this. They will give you the strength to push forward, to stay focused, to keep going when others would give up. I've set many goals in my life. Some I've achieved, and some I've fallen short of. But every time I fall short, I learn something. I adjust, I refocus, and I keep moving forward. Because that's what winners do. We don't let failure define us. We let our goals guide us. So I challenge you today, take a moment and ask yourself, what do you truly want? What are the specific, measurable goals that will guide your journey? Once you've defined those goals, make a commitment, a promise to yourself, that you will stop at nothing to achieve them. Remember, goals are the roadmap. Without them, you're just wandering aimlessly. With them, you have a clear path to success. Set your goals, commit to them, and don't stop until you've achieved them. Because a winner doesn't just set goals, they live them. Let's talk about something that's often overlooked but essential for success. Discipline. You see, success isn't about some big dramatic moment where everything changes. It's not a lightning bolt that strikes you out of nowhere. Success is built slowly, over time, through small, consistent actions. It's about doing the right things, every day, without exception. And that's where discipline comes in. Discipline is the ability to stay focused and committed to your goals, even when things get tough, when the excitement wears off, and when other distractions seem so much easier. It's the power to show up every day, to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Let me share something with you. Winners are not the ones who are the most talented. They're not the ones who are the luckiest or the most gifted. Winners are the ones who do the work, who show up day after day and keep pushing forward even when the results aren't immediate. I remember a time in my life when things weren't going as well as I had hoped. The excitement of my new goals had worn off, and the reality of the hard work began to set in. But here's what I discovered. When you're willing to show up and do the work, when you're willing to stay disciplined and consistent, the results will follow. It wasn't the big leaps that got me to where I am. It was the small steps taken consistently over a long period of time. It's the habit of working on something every day, even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. You see, success is not about doing one great thing. It's about doing the right things over and over again. It's about building habits that align with your goals. It's about repeating the right actions, no matter how small they may seem at the time. Here's the truth. The smallest of actions, when repeated daily, compound over time and lead to extraordinary results. For example, if your goal is to get fit, you don't need to start by running a marathon. You start by taking a small action, like going for a 10-minute walk every morning. And you repeat it every day. Now, at first, it may feel like nothing is changing, but if you stick to it, over time, you'll see progress. You'll begin to feel stronger, more energized, more confident. And when you look back months later, you'll realize that those small, consistent actions have completely transformed your life. It's the same with building a business. At the start, you may not see the big profits right away. But every call you make, every email you send, every small decision you make in line with your goal, it all adds up. Over time, that discipline compounds. Now, building discipline isn't easy. It requires you to make choices that align with your long-term vision. You may have to say no to things that are fun or easy in the short term. You may have to choose the hard path, the disciplined path, the path that demands sacrifice. But that's where true growth happens. And let's talk about consistency. Consistency is the secret sauce of success. It's not about perfection, it's about showing up day in and day out. It's about putting in the effort, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, even when life gets in the way. You'll have days when you don't feel motivated. You'll have days when it feels easier to quit than to keep going. But that's when discipline and consistency matter most. When you push through those moments, when you show up even when it's hard, that's when you're truly building the foundation for success. And the beauty of discipline and consistency is that the results are inevitable. They may not come right away, they may take time, but trust me, if you keep putting in the effort, if you keep taking the small, right actions, the results will come. Here's the thing, no one has ever reached great heights without putting in consistent, disciplined work. It's the small actions, repeated daily, that lead to big results. So, ask yourself, are you willing to commit to that kind of effort? Are you willing to show up every day, even when it's hard? Are you willing to build the habits that will lead you to your success? The key to success is discipline. The key to discipline is consistency. And the key to consistency is showing up every day, no matter what. If you do that, there's nothing that can stop you, because small, consistent actions lead to extraordinary results. So today, decide to take that first step. Set your routine, build your habits, And don't stop until you've achieved everything you set out to do. Because with discipline and consistency, success is not just a possibility, it's a certainty. Let's face it, fear is real. It's one of the biggest obstacles to success. It holds people back from reaching their potential, from taking risks, from making the moves that could change their lives. And here's the thing about fear. It's always going to be there. There's no magic moment when fear simply disappears. There's no switch you can flip to make it go away. But here's the truth. Winners don't let fear control them. They don't let it stop them. They don't let it define them. Instead, winners learn to turn fear into fuel. Let me share a story with you. There was a time in my life when I was terrified to speak in front of an audience. My hands would shake, my voice would tremble, and my mind would go blank. But I knew something. If I wanted to make a difference, if I wanted to have an impact, I couldn't let that fear stop me. So I did something that most people wouldn't have the courage to do. I stepped into it. I showed up. I took that stage even though I was terrified. And what I found was that the fear didn't disappear, but it didn't paralyze me either. In fact, it became the very thing that pushed me to perform at my best. Fear, when faced head-on, can be a powerful motivator. It can sharpen your focus, push you beyond your comfort zone, and force you to grow. But when you let it control you, it holds you back from doing the things you need to do to succeed. Now, let's talk about rejection. You're going to face rejection. You're going to face criticism. That's just part of the journey. No one reaches great success without encountering rejection. I've faced rejection. I've been told no time and time again. I've been laughed at. I've been criticized. But here's the key. Rejection is not a reflection of your worth. It's not a reflection of your abilities. It's just a part of the process. Winners understand that rejection is not personal. It's simply feedback. And the key is to use that feedback to improve, not to internalize it and let it stop you. When you get rejected, don't take it to heart. Don't let it define you. Instead, use it as a stepping stone. Learn from it, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. You see, criticism and rejection are like the wind. They can either blow you off course or push you forward. It's up to you how you respond to them. You can choose to let them knock you down, or you can use them as motivation to become better. Here's something I want you to remember. Winners are not afraid of rejection, and they don't take criticism personally. They understand that rejection is part of the game. They understand that criticism is often a sign that they're doing something right. Because if you're not facing rejection, it means you're not taking enough risks. I once heard someone say, if you're not getting rejected at least 10 times a day, you're not trying hard enough. And there's truth in that. Rejection means you're pushing yourself. It means you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. It means you're moving forward. And let's talk about criticism. Criticism is often not about you. It's about the person offering it. People who criticize are often projecting their own fears and insecurities onto you. So don't let it get to you. Don't let someone else's fears dictate your actions. Instead, learn from it. Use it as a mirror to see if there's any truth in what they're saying. If there is, use it to improve. If there isn't, let it roll off your back. Because the truth is, the only opinion that really matters is yours. So the next time fear tries to hold you back or rejection tries to stop you, remember this. Fear and rejection are not the enemy. They are part of the journey. They are the signals that you're on the right path. They are the challenges that will shape you into the person you need to become to achieve your goals. You have the power to turn fear into fuel. You have the strength to overcome rejection. You have the resilience to keep going when things get tough. If you can do that, if you can face your fears and embrace rejection as a part of the process, there's nothing that can stop you. You'll be unstoppable. You'll be a winner. And that's what it takes to succeed. I want to share a story with you. It's not a glamorous one. It's not a success story, but a story of failure. Years ago, I was in a business venture. I poured my heart and soul into it. I worked day and night, convinced that this would be the breakthrough I had been waiting for. I thought I had everything figured out, that success was just around the corner. But it wasn't. The business failed. Miserably. I remember sitting in my office one evening, staring at the pile of bills, the empty promises, and the sinking feeling in my gut. I thought to myself, what now? I had put everything on the line. I had risked so much, and now it was all gone. The question wasn't just what now, it was why me. I wanted to quit. I wanted to give up and walk away, convinced that maybe success wasn't meant for someone like me. I had the opportunity to fold and walk away, but instead, I made a decision that would change everything. I decided to learn from my failure. You see, in that moment, I realized something incredibly important. Failure is not final. It's not permanent. It's simply part of the journey, a lesson that most people miss because they are too focused on the disappointment of the moment. I could have blamed external circumstances. I could have blamed the economy or my team or the market. But here's the thing about winners. They take responsibility for everything, especially their failures. Winners never look for someone or something else to blame. They look inward at what they could have done better. I took a step back and asked myself the hard questions. What did I miss? Where did I go wrong? What could I have done differently? And slowly I began to see that failure wasn't the end. It was simply the beginning of a new chapter. This failure became my teacher. It taught me more about myself and my business than any success ever could. I learned how to build resilience. I learned the importance of persistence. I learned that failure wasn't something to fear. It was something to embrace and learn from. So I kept going. I didn't quit. I took everything I had learned, all the lessons I had picked up along the way, and applied them to my next venture. And guess what? That venture succeeded. Not because I was lucky, but because I had learned from my mistakes. I had embraced failure as the teacher it was meant to be. That's what winners do. They don't let failure define them. They let failure teach them. They understand that every setback, every mistake, every misstep is just another opportunity to grow. Failure is not something to be afraid of. It's something to learn from. The lesson here is simple. Failure is part of success. It's not the opposite of success. It's a teacher. And the best way to handle failure is to embrace it, learn from it, and keep moving forward. If you're not failing, if you're not making mistakes, it means you're not pushing yourself hard enough. It means you're not trying new things. It means you're staying inside your comfort zone, and nothing extraordinary ever happens there. The path to success is filled with bumps, bruises, and setbacks. But the winners are the ones who get back up every time they fall. They understand that failure is just feedback. It's not permanent. It's not the end of the road. It's a lesson. So the next time you fail, I want you to remember this. Failure is not the end of your journey. It's just a detour. It's the lesson that will help you get better, stronger, and closer to your goal. Learn from it, grow from it, and then keep going. Because if you do, you'll find that failure wasn't something to fear. It was the very thing that propelled you towards success. There's a powerful truth that many people overlook when it comes to success. The people around you will determine how far you go in life. Now, I know you've heard it before, but it's one of those lessons that bears repeating because it's that important. The people you surround yourself with can either lift you up or drag you down. They can either encourage you to dream bigger, work harder, and be better, or they can keep you stuck in mediocrity. I want to take you back to a moment in my life when I realized just how critical my relationships were to my success. It was early in my career, and I was struggling. I was working hard, trying to make progress, but I wasn't getting the results I expected. I felt isolated, like I was working in a vacuum, and I just couldn't figure out why things weren't clicking. Then I met someone, a mentor, who had what I wanted. He had built the kind of life I dreamed of. I remember sitting down with him and asking, "What's your secret? How did you get to where you are? And do you know what he told me? He said, Jim, the first thing I did was surround myself with the right people. The right people who shared my vision, my goals, my work ethic. He said, you need to build a network of people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better every day. At that moment, I understood something that changed everything. The company you keep has a massive impact on who you become. Here's the thing, success is not a solo journey. You can't do it alone. You need people who will encourage you when you're feeling down, who will challenge you when you're getting comfortable, and who will support you when the road gets tough. Winners understand this. So, I made it a priority to surround myself with winners, people who were doing bigger and better things than I was. I sought out mentors. I connected with like-minded individuals, and I started building a network of people who would elevate me, not hold me back. And let me tell you something, it made all the difference. When you surround yourself with winners, you'll start to see your mindset shift. You'll begin to believe bigger things are possible because you'll see others achieving them. You'll push yourself harder because you'll be around people who are always striving for more. You'll raise your standards because that's what the people around you do. But here's the important part. This isn't just about networking for the sake of it. This isn't about using people to get ahead. It's about finding people who truly align with your values, who genuinely want to see you succeed, and who will challenge you to grow. It's about creating a circle of people who will bring out the best in you. Ask yourself, who are the people in my life? Are they lifting you up or dragging you down? Are they pushing you to be better, to strive for more, or are they content with the status quo? One of the biggest mistakes you can make in life is to surround yourself with people who don't believe in your potential. People who are negative, who complain, who make excuses, and who are comfortable with mediocrity. They'll hold you back without even realizing it. I've always said you can't soar with the eagles if you're hanging out with the turkeys. So, take a close look at your inner circle. Are the people you spend the most time with helping you become the person you want to be? Are they inspiring you to go after your goals, to take risks, to become the best version of yourself? Or are they holding you back, keeping you in your comfort zone, and telling you it's okay to settle for less? The good news is this: you have the power to choose. You can choose to seek out relationships that will challenge you, inspire you, and push you to become your best. One of the most powerful things you can do is to intentionally surround yourself with winners, people who will elevate you, winners who believe in you, who see your potential even when you don't, winners who are constantly pushing themselves to be better and who will challenge you to do the same. When you surround yourself with the right people, your growth becomes inevitable. You'll start to believe bigger things are possible. You'll start to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You'll find yourself raising your standards, setting bigger goals, and working harder because that's what your circle will inspire you to do. So take this lesson to heart. The people you associate with will shape your future. Build relationships with people who will make you a better person, who will help you grow, and who will push you towards success. Surround yourself with winners and watch your life transform. There's a simple truth that every winner knows. Success is not a destination, it's a journey. Too many people think that success is a fixed point, a place you arrive at once you've reached your goals. But the reality is, success isn't about crossing a finish line. It's about continuously growing, evolving, and becoming better every single day. I remember a conversation I had with a successful businessman who had built multiple companies from the ground up. I asked him, what's the key to long-term success? How do you keep going when the initial excitement fades and the hard work sets in? He smiled and said, Jim, the key to long-term success is growth. You have to keep learning, keep evolving, and never stop improving. The moment you think you've arrived is the moment you start losing. That's the mindset of a winner, one who understands that growth is a lifelong commitment. Winners are never satisfied with where they are. They know that no matter how successful they become, there's always room for improvement. This is why winners are always reading, always learning, always seeking out new experiences. They understand that to stay ahead, they have to constantly evolve, adapt, and refine their skills. They know that success is not a one-time achievement, but a series of continuous, incremental improvements. But here's the thing. Growth isn't easy. It's not always comfortable. It's not about just sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It's about putting in the work, day in and day out, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, and even when you face setbacks. I've faced my own challenges, moments when I felt like I had hit a wall, when progress seemed impossible. But here's what I learned. Those are the moments when you have the greatest opportunity to grow. When things get tough, when you're faced with challenges, that's when you have the chance to become better, stronger, and more resilient. The truth is, every obstacle is an opportunity in disguise. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is a chance to learn and come back even stronger. That's the mindset of a winner. Winners don't shy away from challenges. They lean into them, knowing that growth is waiting on the other side. The key to staying motivated and maintaining that winning mindset over the long haul is to keep your focus on growth. Never stop learning. Never stop improving. If you're going to stay motivated, you have to find something that excites you, something that keeps you pushing forward even when it feels like progress is slow. For me, it's always been the idea of becoming the best version of myself. It's the desire to keep evolving, to keep learning, to keep growing into the person I know I'm meant to be. You can find that same motivation, whether it's reading, attending seminars, learning new skills, or simply seeking out new experiences. You must commit to continuous growth. Winners are always asking themselves, how can I be better? They're never content with just being good enough. They strive for excellence in everything they do. Here's another key. Success isn't just about what you know. It's about what you can do with what you know. It's about taking action, applying what you've learned, and constantly refining your approach. Winners don't just accumulate knowledge, they use it to create results. If you're going to be successful in life, you need to be results-oriented. As you continue your journey, remember this. The path to success isn't a straight line. It's filled with twists, turns, and detours. But if you stay committed to growth, to learning, to evolving, you will always be moving forward. And that's what winners do. They keep moving forward. So how do you stay motivated? How do you maintain that winning mindset? You stay focused on the bigger picture. You remember that success isn't about where you are now, but where you're going. You remind yourself that the journey of growth is never over, that every day is an opportunity to become better, smarter, and stronger. Winners don't stop. They keep evolving, adapting, and growing. And as long as you keep learning and improving, you'll never stop winning. So ask yourself today, what will I do to grow today? What will I learn? What will I improve? Because if you commit to lifelong growth and improvement, you will keep moving forward, and the success you've always dreamed of will become your reality. As we wrap up today, I want you to remember this. The winner's mindset is not a gift, it's a choice. You have the power to choose the path you take, to decide the kind of person you want to become, and to shape your future with the actions you take today. Every choice you make, every thought you entertain, every action you take is either bringing you closer to your goals or pushing you further away. But here's the good news. It's never too late to start. It doesn't matter where you are right now or what challenges you've faced. What matters is what you choose to do with this moment. And from this moment forward, you can choose to think like a winner, act like a winner, and live like a winner. Success is predictable. It's not luck. It's not magic. It's a mindset, a way of living, a commitment to growth, discipline, and perseverance. And when you adopt this mindset, you'll begin to see the world around you transform. So, I challenge you, start today. Start with a small action that aligns with your goals. Set a clear intention, take full responsibility for your future, and stay consistent. Surround yourself with people who inspire and elevate you. And most importantly, never stop growing. Your journey to success is in your hands. Now, go out there and make it happen. The world is waiting for your greatness.